Greetings
and salutations.
This is the Jam Show.
You're listening to it, baby.
What's up? This is Justin.
Oh, I'm Matt.
Yep, that's Matt over there.
And this is where you come to be with your friends.
Yeah, dude, we're just hanging out.
This is a safe space. If you say something too wild, we'll call you out, though.
Yeah, no, I don't feel it's a safe space, but you can call it what you want.
Fair. I think it's a safe space. I know I can say anything to you and you won't take it the wrong way.
Fair. Yeah, you're safe. You're safe. I'm talking about my safety.
Well, you go a little off the handle for me sometimes.
Yeah, I gotta watch my back.
I'll hear you out, buddy. But I'm not gonna let you get away with anything.
Fair. You always do put me in my place.
You know what? I just try to give you that outsider perspective.
No, I need that.
And you know what, dude? I could do a better job of just letting you be you a little bit. You know?
I guess. No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
You like the roadblocks I put up there?
Yeah, I need those.
Okay.
I need those, yeah. Otherwise, I'll be fucking trying to be racing my Fiat, you know what I mean? And it's you know how that went.
Poof. Yeah. I know.
I was actually, it's funny, the other day I was just looking at, because I follow
there's your first problem.
What is the fuck? It's escaping me. SCCA. It's like the Autocross Association. Mm-hmm. The whatever the local unit is, and they just posted something about their schedule. And I was like, April. I think it's like April 14th or the 15th. They have like a picnic at Westlake, and it's like a annual. They're gonna do like a tech review, so it's like you could bring your car there, I think. And they could like
open to the public, or you gotta be a dues paying member.
I don't know. I was thinking about checking it out though.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
if nothing else, dude, very minimum least, you have it recorded, me saying it, I want to do it. Go to an autocross event, man.
I kind of want to go.
I want to go see Seabiscuit fucking roll.
I know. I saw him walking his dog the other day, and I fucking kind of blinked me at him. But
shout out to Colin.
Yeah.
From the old place.
Yep. The place we shat, man.
Hey, Colin, if you listen to this,
he doesn't listen.
A little accountability, dude. If you're listening right now.
Yeah.
Shoot us the dates you roll when you do. Yeah, maybe it's not up yet. So.
And I think he might have still been working on his car the last I heard, but.
Well,
you know how that is.
Colin's car is
it's a fat whip.
It's a fat whip,
it's
like
awesome.
one of the three things he has. You know what I mean? He really enjoys working on it.
Himself and that car, right?
Yeah,
those are the three things.
Yeah, dude. I wish I could narrow myself down to just
focus,
three things.
Dude, the focus.
That guy seems. He seems so focused.
He's dialed in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you guys focusing on out there? If anybody's out there listening in the ether, let us know what you're working on or what you want to do, or if you know Colin's autocross dates, put them in the show notes below.
Absolutely.
Really quick shout out to my wife. It's her birthday coming up.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, Rebecca, thank you for listening. As your birthday gift, you can now shut this episode off and then tell me you listened to it, and I will say thank you.
Oh, that's a great gift.
It's
Matt.
dude,
that's like really awesome of you. Wow.
Some people are just obligated to listen to the podcast.
Just way more creative than I am.
If you didn't know, me and Justin on the GM show, Justin and Matt, we just kind of talk a little bit. We're reading Don't Believe Everything You Think.
Oh, shit. We're reading that?
By Joseph Wynn.
I'm just kidding.
You listened to it once 2 weeks ago.
Twice.
Okay.
Twice. The chapters are so short.
Super short.
I kept like running over to the next chapters. I was like, how am I going to narrow this down?
Yeah.
I was like, and then I was like,
how do you narrow down something that's narrowed down? Yeah. So we do quotes out of Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Wynn. And we are doing chapters 6 and 7. So that's what the podcast is about.
Well, I mean, it's not just about this book.
Well, but also the talking. I said that before.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. I'm not a good listener. That's why we're here talking.
Sometimes it takes more than just listening. Sometimes it takes...
Man, drink something, man.
I got this whole glass of water here. It's going to be done.
I'm still drinking coffee, and it's like fucking 4 p.m.
Dude, I've been drinking coffee all day, every day.
Ever since they just have it like on a spigot at work, I'm just like drinking coffee nonstop.
I remember those days.
And it's not even good coffee. It's just like you're just in a habit of like drinking only black juice.
Yeah.
I don't know what my problem is. It's got to be something to do with my adrenaline.
Trying to keep it up.
Yeah, trying to keep it.
Once you get it up, you got to try to keep it up.
Exactly.
Sometimes maybe you don't even notice. Taking a break from coffee would be a great idea.
I should do that.
I'm like over a month sober. It'd be like every 2 weeks is when we do the pod. So I'm a month and 2 weeks sober. Me and the wife went to the bar for her birthday.
Nice.
There was a surprise party for her, and didn't drink at all. Didn't even feel the need to.
Well, that's part of the victory. There is not feeling that the craving.
Yeah.
Which it's. I mean, even if you do feel like you want to have a beer, it's like meh. If you maybe you do have a beer one day. Who cares?
You know what? I'm not trying to put hard expectations on it.
Exactly. It's all about, I guess, where you end up. As long as you don't end up completely blacking out.
Yeah, that's a bad ride.
That's where you don't want to be, right?
Yeah. So, did you have anything else, Justin? You want to just get straight into the book for the first part?
I got signed up for the Bix today.
The Bix, full Bix?
The Bix 7, yep, the 7. Not really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I haven't been running at all.
Not at all.
Zero running this winter.
It's about to warm up.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think the race is July 29th.
Okay.
Which is exactly like it's like the same day as my anniversary for my work too, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty chonky right now. I think the last time I weighed myself it was like 192 pounds.
For beating me by a mile, buddy.
Oh, dude. So I'm like, yeah, I need to buckle down, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a Planet Fitness membership.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But I never get down to there.
Kirk will fucking pick you up, dude. Kyle goes there every fucking day. Yeah.
Maybe I'll see when he goes there.
Well, I can tell you that he just got done with a workout because I just got a notification on my Apple Watch.
You guys are like love linked on your Apple Watches?
Yeah, me, Kyle, and Jeff were all attached by the P head
Okay.
on our Apple Watches. Yeah.
Does that give you any motivation at all?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah?
If I get a fucking notification, it's like halfway through the day. I'm like, oh, Jeff just fucking did a workout? I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to do a workout. And I swear to God, it's got me to work out at least 3 times.
Yeah, those are some accountability buddies for sure.
Yeah, so I was like, it just works. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, I mean, and it's not even like it's an accurate tracker of my output or anything like that. I just kind of use it just to track my discipline of actually doing it every day. I tell you I got an exercise bike?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I went and bought a fucking $800 exercise bike.
Dude, I had one I could have given you.
It was $200 on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
They're $800 new. I was almost about to buy one new, but then I was like, you know what?
But that's a good move.
I was like, you know what? I'll fucking see what I can find because I'd looked before,
hit the jackpot,
and I couldn't find any within a reasonable driving distance. I'm not going to drive 4 hours to go get an exercise bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hit the jackpot. Guy posted one over in Davenport, kind of by our old stomping grounds, and yeah, I was like, he was asking $350. I was like, will you take $250? And he's like, yeah, I'll take $250. So I went and picked it up. Basically unused.
Dude, they always are. They always are.
It's like the typical. Some elderly guy bought it because he needed to, his doctor told him he needed to exercise. And I get over there, I look at it, I'm like, it looks brand new. And he's like, yeah, I never used it.
Hey, the guy's still alive.
Yeah, no, and he actually looks pretty healthy. So I was like, hats off to him. And I hopped on it, and I fucking did 100% on it just to make sure nothing was going to break loose. And it felt like nothing was loose. It was like 0 miles on this thing.
There you go.
I got it in my living room now, so... first thing in the morning, I get up and
you see it. It's in a spot where you see it.
I get up and I do 10 minutes. That's my starting point. 10 minutes on it in the morning.
I prefer being inside and doing it. I'm not a go out and run guy.
Yeah, I really wish I was. I should try running,
it.
Honestly,
yeah,
and I never was a runner before. I don't know. It's all about the mind games, really. But trail running is where I really enjoy it because you're in the woods, and it's
that'd be pretty cool.
It's a little more. There's a little more to it, I guess, on when you're running like, say, like, you know, the bike path down River Drive or something. It's so smooth and flat, you can kind of zone out, right? You don't really have to pay attention where your feet are going that much anyway.
Yeah.
Where the trail, you're like, you know, it's like a little race car game.
Yeah.
You know, you constantly have to be paying attention, otherwise you're going to roll an ankle. It's bad there. I've tripped so many times on because there's little roots and stuff sticking up at a line wick, and I know they're there. I've run it like 12 times, you know, so many times through there. I still trip on it. I don't know if I just don't pick my feet up every time. I don't know. What
just
the problem
skirting
is.
it.
Yeah. But,
Clipping the wall.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I pulled a muscle in my back. Dealing with that right now. It's an intercostal muscle. Which,
I don't even know what that means. How'd you do it?
So I was texting Lauren, and I said, I'm pretty sure I have a grade 1 sprain of my intercostal. You know, the muscle between your ribs. And she got upset because I mansplained what an intercostal was. And you didn't even know what an intercostal was. But she's like, I went to school for that. I know what that is.
Yeah. Can she help you?
No.
No?
No, there's not really. I mean, I did some Googling. I found a stretch I need to do, which I'm going to.
Dude, anything with your back is a stretch. I didn't realize that.
I think that's what I did is I had overstretched it, helping my dad move this fucking table saw that he bought.
A table saw?
Yeah, it's
How big was this
a
thing?
giant table saw. It was at an auction. Dude, this guy that just passed, it was an estate sale in Geneseo. It was like, there's like this little stretch of these pole barns, right? And this pole barn sold for like 180 grand, but this guy, it was just his man cave.
Okay.
And he just had this pro ass welding wood shop in there.
That's
my
fine.
dad bought it's like the little vacuum system that sucks all the chips out of like all the woodworking stuff. He bought that, and then he bought the big ass table saw.
That's
that
cool.
He had. But and then he instantly turned around and is selling the table saw because he's already got one that's better than that, I guess. But it was fucking heavy, and I just like overstrained my back.
Like the way you're sitting right now is like
Yes.
you're lifting it up from the
Like imagine me on the tailgate, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like trying to sit it down. Yeah. That's how I did it.
Because the way I saw it was you just like tried to pick it up one-handed over your head.
Well, yeah. Well, that would be typically me. But
Yeah.
It was way too gangly and awkward. But yeah. Yeah, so I was sat all day today with like a heating pad, and that really helped. But man, yeah, I'm just getting old. Too sedentary.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Also, was it just you and your dad?
My brother was there too.
Okay. Yeah. Was it them on one side and you on the other?
No, I was just up on the tailgate.
Okay.
They were on the ground.
Just a weird bend.
Yeah, I just overdid it. Typical.
And now you're doing those stretches?
I'm going to as soon as I get home today. So I didn't feel like sitting in my cubicle and stretching. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That's about it. My brother just got that super sweet electric fat tire bike.
Did seem super sweet.
I rode it.
That's a lot of money.
It was, yeah, that was a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's probably super sweet.
It's just nice because it's super clean.
Yeah.
Like all the wires and all the brake cables and shit are all inside the frame.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know
the
what I
guy
mean?
who did mine did a really good job. Running wires is important.
Uh-oh, podcat.
All right, so we're gonna take a look at the book.
Get this book done.
Don't believe everything
I was like,
you think.
God, maybe we should start doing like 4 chapters since they're so short. Maybe 3. I don't know. How many chapters do we have left?
I don't know. Let's see.
I'm just getting impatient, Matthew.
Let's just
I'm
see
ready
how
to
many.
get on to the next topic, I think.
Let's just see if these chapters fucking change at all. I feel like they have been kind of repetitive a little bit.
I didn't want to say that.
It's mostly
this book. At first, I was like, man, this book's pretty good. But then I was like, this book's kind of like.
But that's what you need, repetition a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a book that you and I could write. I could put some stuff into Chat GPT, and I could get this book written.
We're doing the book. We're reading the actual book
All right,
now.
sorry, folks. I'm a Debbie Downer.
So this is chapter 6. Every chapter starts off with a quote. The chapter title is How the Human Experience is Created, the 3 Principles. And the quote at the top of the page is, If the only thing people learned was not to be afraid of their experience, that only alone would change the world. That only alone would change the world.
I was going to say, what?
If the only thing that people learned was not to be afraid of their experience, that alone would change the world.
That alone would change.
If people weren't afraid to live, then live like their best life, maybe. At least be open to it. I think people are afraid to succeed, maybe?
I don't know if it's always people being afraid.
What else would it be?
Just an unknowing.
I think people are programmed to fail.
I think all your fear is programming, the majority of it, other than the dark and noises in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
But like all that is just taught to you.
Programmed to go to a place for 8 hours and do work, and then you get off and you have a recess, and then by the time you're of working age, you can go to the factory.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. But I mean, you're still held back by like where you're located.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. You don't want to be living in East Palestine right now.
No shit. Yeah. You're limited by like who you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not always fear.
I can see that.
A lot of fucking crazy motherfuckers out there. They'll fight anybody.
Speaking of fights, you watch the fights?
Yeah, of course.
Is it too late to talk about them?
I don't think so.
I want to watch this Rough and Rowdy stuff.
You keep talking about the Rough and Rowdy. I don't know Rough and Rowdy.
It's like hillbilly fucking UFC.
Who runs that?
That Dave Portnoy dude.
Oh,
pizza
that's
guy.
right. Okay. Yes. Rough and Rowdy. Yeah, it was nuts though. I did not think John Jones
what about the
was
Jake
going
Paul?
to.
We didn't talk about that Jake Paul fight.
Oh, the Tommy Fury and Jake Paul boxing match.
I'm just so glad he lost.
Yeah, I'm really happy he lost. Well,
I didn't watch it. It seemed
not happy that he lost.
It seemed like a bad fight, and I was glad to see him lose. I don't like the guy. I don't like his politics.
He's a better boxer than what people think, or what everybody thought, I guess, because he did prove that he can box at that. But this Tommy Fury guy, he's kind of like
he's like supposed to be a not very good guy,
right? Because he's more built up on clout because of his last name, because he's the brother of fucking Tyson Fury. And I saw some meme where it was like, or some fucking post where it was like showed his opponent's record, and it was absolutely terrible. Like he hadn't beat anybody of worth,
right?
The Tommy Fury. So it's like,
but also like, how many did Mike Tyson have a brother? Did he box?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
So like, Tommy Fury could beat up us.
Dude, he's gonna beat up a lot of people without a doubt. He's fucking a good boxer. But how good of a boxer is he? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, Cyril Gahn and John Jones is the fight I was talking about, though. Did you watch that?
No, I watched some of the highlights.
It wasn't very long. It was only 2 minutes long.
I'd be pissed if I was a pay-per-view player.
Yeah, that shit.
Buyer.
That's not exactly how I thought it would go, but you could tell Gahn kind of cracked under the pressure. Like, it was just supposed to be the French in him.
Does he get time?
Just that.
All right, come on.
What, dude?
Does he get a rematch, or would John Jones get the rematch?
Cyril Gahn does not get the rematch.
Okay,
no. He's fighting. John Jones is just steamrolling onward to the next match.
That wasn't a championship match.
No, that was.
Oh, okay.
That was because this is the Francis Ngannou left the UFC. So
was that the new Sylvia guy?
Who, Francis?
Who's the Spider or whatever?
The Spider? Yeah. Anderson? The Spider Silva?
Okay, and then who was his last UFC fight with?
Oh, fuck. Who did he just
That's not the Ngannou guy?
No.
Okay.
No, we're talking heavyweights.
Oh, okay.
He was the Ngannou.
I don't know
was the
anybody's
heavyweight
names,
champion.
I guess.
Very large guy. He's like a natural 245 pounder.
Okay.
Just
giant of
a specimen. But just a freak athlete. But he left the UFC because they didn't want to pay him, I imagine, what he thought he was worth. He wants that boxing money. Mm-hmm. But So the lineal heavyweight championship kind of ended with him because he just left.
Okay.
So it's like, they had this string of people, and then he just kind of left. So now they're restarting, and that was the fight.
Okay.
Cyril Gane and John Jones. And it was a all right fight. John Jones just went out there and manhandled him. Mm-hmm. It showed him that there's a difference out there when it comes to wrestling, I guess. But
interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see him fight Stipe and all those other big dudes. But there's some good fights coming up. Anyway, let's get on with the book. Yeah.
The top of the chapter, at its fundamental level, the human experience is created by these three principles: universal mind, universal consciousness, and thought.
All three of those are just made-up things.
Yeah? Well, maybe not universal mind. I feel like
all
I've heard
three
that.
things are made up.
Everything is a
Bun,
made-up thing.
cheese, and burger. Anyway.
Okay. Universal mind is the intelligence behind all living things. It is how an acorn knows how to grow into a tree, how the planets know how to stay in orbit, and how the bodies know how to heal itself when we get a cut. It's how our bodies know how to self-regulate and keep us alive without us having to manually do everything like breathing and beating our heart.
I don't know. I just don't buy that.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I feel like that, dude. I don't know so much about the planets being in orbit. That seems like gravity. But like the subconscious, telling you how to be afraid of the dark, telling you how to.
But that's like probably genetic.
Probably, but maybe. Okay, so
well, on a side note, I was listening to like a I think it was Sam Harris talking about how memories can be stored in your DNA.
Yeah, that's like how when a rabbit is born, it knows how to fear the hawk.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Similar to us fearing the dark, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Weird. Anyway,
we are connected to universal mind. We feel whole, fulfilled, filled with love, joy, peace, and inspiration. It is only when we begin to think that we block the flow of universal mind and begin to feel separated, frustrated, lonely, angry, resentful, sad, depressed, and fearful. I don't think that gives it a great description. Universal consciousness is the collective consciousness of all things, is what has allowed us to be aware that we exist and aware of our thoughts. Without universal consciousness, we wouldn't be able to experience anything. Our five senses would have no use to us. There's nothing to be aware of. That's what I think of when I think of people being, or rabbits being born and being afraid of hawks. That imagery. I feel like that kind of describes how your DNA would store things like that.
There's like some. Well, that's like God, there's somebody else that has done studies on that, where it's like a mouse. Once they figure out a maze, a mouse on the other side of the world will learn that maze faster. There's like some collective intelligence going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but no, I buy that. I mean,
universal thought is the raw material of the universe from which we can create from. It is our ability to think and create from the energy of the universal mind. And then I don't like this next descriptive part.
Okay, well, hit me with it.
Thought is like the DVD that contains all the information for us to be able to watch, and the movie on the TV. The TV and DVD player is like the consciousness. The electricity that's needed to power the DVD player and TV
Wow.
Is like universal mind in the sense that it is the invisible energy force that connects that connects power to all things.
I see what he's trying to say, but that is a...
Using a TV and a DVD player, I'm like, children, a DVD player is... We used to buy movies on Laserdisc.
I guess he's just trying to make it like, you know...
We're all robots.
Yeah.
We all have these wires connecting us, and there's There's memory in there, hard drive.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Like, we're just little traveling experience gatherers.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like going around gathering experiences and then trying to make decisions based off of those.
Yeah, but it's not like you can think and will those experiences. It's not like you can sit there and be like, I want to remember this memory as if it was my. Well, although maybe you probably could.
I suppose there are probably techniques for making a memory maybe more vivid
Permanent
and stuff. Yeah, but Sam Harris says it's all an illusion, right? So
it's all projected into the back of our
the
eyeballs.
Self is an illusion. So meditate on that. Why don't you?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know. An acorn just
Knowing how to grow into a tree, dude, that's crazy.
yeah, but I mean, I guess it's just because we have terms.
What,
like we have words for like the things, the processes of it, right? So
Yeah, but I think what it's saying is like the why of that. You know?
why does an acorn do that?
Yeah.
Like because that's what it's genetically
Exactly.
evolved into.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think over time, right? The experiences.
Right. But I mean, yeah, no, I guess I agree.
I don't know.
I agree.
It's all phooey stuff. feel like.
No, because
Hooey
if
stuff.
you go back, if you try to go back,
I feel like talking about this is the same way you could talk about rocks and stuff. You know what I mean? Crystals and shit. You're just like trying to flower
it's just
it
like
up.
vibrations, dude.
Yeah.
I
feel like it's very flowery language.
it is. This whole book is very wordy. Anyway.
We're already on to chapter 7, even though we've been talking a whole bunch.
All right, well, that's good.
Chapter 7, if thinking is the root cause of our suffering, how do we stop thinking?
Back to this again? I thought that was like chapter 2. Anyway, sorry.
The quote at the top of the page is, "A crowded mind leaves no space for a peaceful heart." Christine Evangelou.
Very much.
I guess I don't have anything on that one.
Yes.
The Heaven and Hell Zen Parable. I did like this one.
Okay.
A tough, brawny samurai once approached a Zen master who was deep in meditation. The samurai yells at the guy, "Tell me the nature of heaven and hell." The Zen master opens his eyes, looks at the samurai in the face, and replies to him, "Why should I answer a shabby, disgusting, despondent slob like you? A worm like you."
I feel like that's how people view us.
You and me?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Do you think I should tell you anything? I can't stand you. Get out of my sight. I have no time for silly questions. Which is funny because I feel like there's not a lot of silly questions, right?
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's how we treat kids sometimes. Like, I don't know if you ever told a kid just because.
Yeah,
I said so.
I feel like I asked a lot of questions as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
I wish my kid asked more questions.
I feel like I asked a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, "Oh." That's how you knew people didn't really know.
Yeah. The samurai could not bear these insults. Consumed by rage, he drew his sword and raised it above his head. Looking straight into the samurai's eyes, the Zen master tenderly declared, "That is hell."
Boom.
Anger. You create your own hell.
Exactly.
Your perceptions. The samurai froze. He immediately understood, and that anger had a grip on him. His mind had crafted his own hell. Samurai's eyes filled with tears. Setting his sword aside, put his palms together, and absequently, and bowed in gratitude for this insight. The Zen master gently acknowledged with a delicate smile, "And that is heaven."
Wow. That's deep. Oh, yeah. There's people fucking creating their own hell all around them every day.
It's hard not to take things personally, man.
Well, it's all about understanding.
Mm-hmm.
The second you start getting butthurt about something, you got to realize you're not understanding something.
Yeah,
You're not getting.
But it's hard to see that sometimes. Like, dude, sometimes I just get so full of myself that I just like totally shut down.
No, yeah. I mean, I can see why.
Yeah.
Matthew, I can see why.
I escape. Holding on to something on the inside. My mind is too crowded. My mind is too crowded that I can't take any more right now.
You just get so locked up in your idea, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the way it is.
And that happens. So like,
You're so sure.
Yeah, not to scare anybody.
Uh-oh.
But I've been having a lot of these crazy thoughts.
Uh-oh.
And like, it gets so wrapped up in my mind that I just like say it over and over again. And I've done a lot of research on how to help myself in certain ways, and a lot of like 12-step stuff. Jeez. A lot of like 12-step stuff say you gotta surrender. And dude, I don't call it God or nothing, but it's like, it's just like, take these thoughts away from me. But maybe I'm like too thinking on it. I just have to clear. I don't know. Yeah, I just been getting caught in these like circles of
you
hell.
Just gotta get out of the house, bro.
Yeah, something.
Maybe
doing all these fucking podcasts.
Too many pods, dude. You do one podcast a week.
One podcast a week. This show every other week.
1 hour a week.
And then the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast on the other weeks.
So 4 hours a month you're podcasting?
Yes. Pull double because I edit everything.
Oh, I forgot that.
And maybe even a little bit more.
Well, that's probably driving you mad.
Well, and I was not seeing it at first, but I'm happy to do this.
So you enjoy it.
I do.
That's good. Well,
but I just have to say no to the other stuff.
Well, there
all
you go.
The things I can't
I mean, that's exactly it. It's all about prioritizing.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm bad at that. And so I got a bunch more projects on here. I've just put up this wall. I just got.
Oh, I didn't even notice you did get all of that.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing an art piece. But yeah, I've been piling too much on myself.
Yeah, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
Imagine, back to the book. Imagine I give you a bowl of cloudy, dirty, murky water. But I asked you, how'd you make the water clear?
You shake it up.
You shake it up. Shake it up.
You stir it and get a tornado going, and then
so most people would say like filtering or boiling, but if you just leave it alone, the dirt will begin to settle on its own.
Holy shit!
I'm paraphrasing some of these.
Okay, that's fine.
If life begins to feel unclear, disorganized, stressful, and you're not sure what to do next, you now know it's only because your thinking is stirring up the dirt, making your mind cloudy and difficult to see ahead. As you can use this as an indicator to help you realize that you're thinking way too much.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that.
And that's how it feels, like literally in my head.
Literally. That's a pretty good metaphor.
You can also compare thinking to quicksand. The more you fight our thinking, the more it amplifies negative emotions and it gets worse.
Yeah.
The only way to break free from our thinking is to let go and trust that our natural inner wisdom will guide us back to clarity and peace like it always has. It's like not thinking, being still.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nothing. Not running with anything that you have going on in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get upset about something because you think you're right about something, so then you're just, like, getting more and more, you're, like, running that little loop. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'm right. Yeah. You're, like reinforcing why you should feel that way, and reality, you just gotta stop it.
Is that kind of a fake it till you make it type thing? Do you just start doing something else? No,
I think you literally have to sit there and like have logic jujitsu in your brain and convince yourself of why it is the way it is. Mm-hmm. You know, like, yeah, you have every reason. You might have every reason or right to get mad, but sometimes you still gotta, be bigger than the situation. Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit better on external situations than internal situations. There's like hardly ever a situation where getting angry and being angry, staying angry is beneficial. No. There's not a single one. Yeah. Unless you're like some sort of does it help you some people in sports or something? I don't know. Because I feel like coaches say aim your anger towards the other team. Like, I try to think back when I played football and I was like fucking like, because I would just go and like just hurl my entire body at somebody, even reckless abandon, essentially just sack beefing my body at people. And I was like, what was it going through my head when I was doing that? It's just like I liked hurting people. I was a fucked up kid. I don't know, man.
Damn.
I don't know. Because there was one time, like, in practice, I fucking lit this kid up. And it was a fucking low blow. It was a cheap shot. Like, it was on a fucking kickoff. On special teams.
In practice.
Dude, I went hard in practice. I went hard all the time. And
that's crazy.
I don't know. It's just the way I fucking...
Did you ever get told, like, hey, chill out a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that on that hit, they were like, hey, dude. This is special teams practice. You don't need to be hitting people like that. Yeah.
That's
I don't
funny.
know. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess it just points to my lack of social skills and my ability to know where I'm at. I just fucking out there to hurt people.
Yeah, that's
all.
some autism shit.
Yeah. Lauren says she thinks I might be autistic. So.
Dude, you got a little bit in the eyes.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, yeah, dude. I feel it some days. Some
All
days
right.
more than others. Anyway.
Back to the book. If you find yourself fluctuating between thinking and non-thinking, know that is completely okay and quite normal. We are literally a living gateway between the human and the divine, so we will naturally oscillate between the two states of feeling, anxious and stressed, and joyful and peaceful. Well, that's not great. So I have like a span of peace after this, and it goes right back down.
Well, you are divine, Matthew. You are one of God's children.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to let you know.
What can give us true peace is knowing that we always have the state of pure peace, love, and fulfillment underneath any thinking that we may ever have at any given moment. But just because we can forget it doesn't mean it's not there. Just like when it becomes a night and the sun sets, we know that the sun is always there. We just can't see it.
Yeah. Your basal state of fucking conscious, like that awareness. It's just like,
Well,
that's like the state that I talk about when you're meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just basal fucking awareness where you're like peeling off all the layers of your thought and like your interpretation of how you feel, even like all of that stuff are layers you can get down to. And once you get down to that fucking core, you're just sitting there blissfully fucking high, basically. And that you can find that no matter where you are all the time. Maybe that's why I'm just sitting here high all the time.
Well, it goes to show that there's like, sunsets and sunrises, little micro days, like little,
Yeah,
I was talking about last episode about me playing mini golf with my kid. Like getting up to putt, I was probably a little bit more nervous or something, But then watching my kid putt or just watching my kid play hockey, like as much as he does, it's like that. I love watching that kid play hockey, and I don't think about anything. I just
in the moment.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, and I guess it's easy in your day to day to kind of get caught up and forget about the bigger picture, I guess is kind of what he's saying. Right?
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and my bigger picture right now is so negative, but I have all these little joys all the time.
Right. So you're fucking doing the right thing as opposed to like sitting there at his game, fuming, ruminating on, some other fucking issue you got instead of just sitting there and enjoying him fucking laying people out on the ice.
Usually the opposite, but he gets in there. He dogs on him, man.
Yeah, good.
So having the understanding will allow us to also appreciate the nighttime for its existence and role in the universe. From that, we can see how much it is meant to be a part of our human experience and begin to cherish its beauty as much as the sun. So I have to be happy for the bad times, because without the bad times, there's not the good times.
Yeah, I didn't even fucking comprehend that quote. You should have to read that one again.
All right. Having that understood will allow us to also appreciate the nighttime for its existence and role in the universe. From that, we can see how it is meant to be part of our human experience and begin to cherish its beauty as much as the sun.
I mean, Without the bad times, you don't have the good times,
I
right?
don't know. That's kind of a lame one.
No, I mean, because it's the whole he's got the point, right? You can't have fucking good without the bad, right?
There must be balance,
right? Otherwise, does there though? Or is that just like?
Although maybe it's like if there isn't balance now, like appreciate that there will be balance soon.
Because you could like theoretically think of a world where there is no balance, right? And it's just a utopia. But is that not reality? So reality just is that cycle. What is reality?
What is truth?
Sometimes I wonder, like, this is all just a simulation for us to drive cars.
Like the Matrix.
Right. This whole thing is just for us to drive cars.
Yeah.
Dude. It's all about cars.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Cars.
Like, I don't know. That's a side thought. Sorry.
No
I
problem.
was having conversations with myself, apparently.
Jeez Louise. I'm going to cut all this out.
You should.
Well, that was the book. Was there, do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Just, I got a news article here about the Silicon Valley Bank
Okay, yeah.
collapsing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude.
this is a CNBC article. And a couple of the key points. Silicon Valley Bank employees received their annual bonuses Friday, just hours before regulators seized the failing bank. Like, it's like something out of fucking The Onion, dude. I mean,
Yeah, dude, this shows that, well, they were saying, like, on Breaking Points, they were saying, like, this has taken a weekend, and, like, this East Palestine thing is still going on.
right? Yeah. Well, is it out of the news cycle now? East Palestine.
It
Are
may
they,
be.
Are
I
they
don't
still
know.
talking? I mean, I guess I don't.
Well,
watch
they
the
are
news,
still
so-
talking about it because now they're doing more tests.
More tests, yes.
But, like, take all the money that you were gonna give them and funnel it into that. Like, how is that, like, a hard thing to think?
And apparently they're going to be bailing that. Like, what they did is normally, like, there's like some FDIC, like a federal insurance for bank accounts, where if you have up to $250,000 and this bank goes under, you still are going to have your money. Where I don't even know why they're saying that even accounts over $250,000, they're going to be covering all of that.
Yeah, like 90% of it minimum.
Yes.
And, like, I had heard the the CEO of Roku had like $4 million in there.
No, it was like $500 million.
400 billion?
$400 million.
400. Oh, 400 million.
400 million. Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God.
In a bank account.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of fishy. But
Also, like, it's collapsing because all these guys pulled their money out, like, right at the same time.
essentially, yeah. Yeah, it was like $42 million or something like that in cash withdrawals.
And
all in a weekend because of it just spreading by word of mouth and group messages.
Well, and so the reason they
Silicon
don't have the
Valley.
money is because that bank got this huge influx of these small businesses, small tech companies.
Right.
And they are apparently maybe owned by larger corporations.
All right.
And so they were given a bunch of money to start up. They put it all into the bank, and that bank had a huge burst of capital, and so they bought a bunch of like 10-year loans, 10-year mortgage loans, because you get 3 to 5% back on the mortgage loans, and then you're paying these bank accounts out 1.5, so you're getting 1.5 just free. But they're doing it in the billions of dollars.
Okay.
So, like, for every percent, it's like $100 million.
Right. Yes. And they're only required to keep a certain amount of
capital
cash,
in the bank.
cash in the bank, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that Bitcoin bank collapsed.
Oh,
That was the start of it?
I didn't get that far into that.
Because there was another bank that collapsed, and that's why all these other investors wanted to pull all their money out of the bank that just got this huge influx of cash.
I wonder if we're watching like the cracks forming of like the collapse of like America as we know it. What do you think?
Here's hoping at least the housing market.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, we've been talking about it for the past 4 episodes, which is all of them, that the government doesn't care about us. They're doing all this stuff for rich people.
Yes, it's obvious that it's like all a corrupt system, right?
Yeah, but they killed Epstein, so they can do whatever they want.
Right, exactly. They can they can tell us to wear masks and make us get shots.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is the thing that's been melting my mind lately is all the shit that Fauci has said is all coming back around to just being blatantly false.
Yeah.
Like he just said I don't know if it was yesterday, he was talking about like, oh, well, if you get rid of gain of function, then how are you going to get your next flu fucking shot?
Was Fauci appointed?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. But the guy needs to be prosecuted. He was talking about, like, I don't even know what they're talking about. That's what he had an interview, I think, on Fox or something like that. But that guy needs to go to fucking jail because he lied in front of Congress. He's a fucking liar. Bold-faced liar.
But he's got money. He's got money, and he was part of the swamp for a while.
God, the guy's... you remember when he was like, I am science. You go against science.
I didn't listen to a single thing he said.
Oh my god, dude! Some of the shit that guy said, and like when he was talking to Ron Paul, and he's like, "With all due respect, Senator, you do not know what you are talking about." It's just like, what the fuck? The fuck is this guy saying? Like, and Ron Paul was fucking grilling him. Ron Paul had some really good points. Granted, he's not a fucking virologist, immunologist, but I mean,
well, the same things that can go from that science can teach about government, the government can teach about science.
It's just such a dirty trick to say, what do you want? De-credentialize the person, like saying, oh, well, they just did it to fucking Matt Taibbi when he was in front of Congress just like this past week.
Who's Matt Taibbi?
Matt Taibbi, he's an independent journalist. He has a Substack that's like really popular. Fucking Google him.
Okay.
But
Matt Taibbi.
Taibbi. Taibbi. I think is how you spell it. But he was in front of Congress because he's the one that Elon Musk gave the Twitter files to.
Okay.
Right? So he was in front of Congress talking to them. I don't remember exactly what they were talking to him about, but he was there, right? And they referred to him as a so-called journalist. like what the fuck is like so-called journalist? It's like, and then it's like Matt Taibbi's he's a fucking stud journalist. Like he's actually like he's got a ton of books. He's like won awards and shit. Like just the fact that like somebody who is like voted in a super corrupt political system can just take any person who's like trying to bring like good points up to them. You can just say like, well, who the fuck are you? What so-called whatever. You're a so-called biologist. You're a so-called.
I wonder what kind of credentials you have to be able to take stuff in front of Congress.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not like your typical journalist, and that's like what
if
makes
I
him
walked
so
in
good.
there.
Right. So-called journalist Matt Nicky.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But this guy's like actually a journalist.
Right. He's just it happens to be independent. And they were saying did you or did you not make money from the Twitter files? And it's like
gotta make money somehow.
And he's like actually it was a wash. He's like closer to a wash because he had to spend so much of his own money to like do all the processing and like advertising for his channel and all that shit. So he's actually not like he's got like 10 people working for him. He's not really making money like that. So like, yeah, he brought in money, but did he actually make profit? probably not. He was probably in the red.
Maybe.
I don't know. He's probably doing pretty well for himself.
She's probably rich too.
He might not be. Who knows?
We'll look it up. Matt Taibbi.
Let's look it up. Fucking, you got the Googles.
Matt Taibbi net worth.
Yeah, see what he's worth. Because I mean, he's got a Substack that's doing well, but I can't imagine he's that wealthy. But yeah.
If you were gonna guess, what do you think?
Under $1 million.
3 million is
3
the
million.
estimated.
All right.
But I have heard they estimate high. But 3 million's a lot, dude.
Yeah, that's
500,000 is a lot.
Yeah, that's
in my
a lot of
opinion.
cash. Yeah. Well, 500,000, that gets you into the 1%.
Yeah.
That's a 1%ers club of America.
Of America. So it's
America.
like the top 0.9999 infinity of
3 million? Yeah. No, because there's like
of the world.
There's like levels. Then you start comparing your how big your boat is. That's what it comes down to.
That's weird. I've been watching this movie Ozark, or this TV show Ozark.
Okay.
And they're all about laundering drug cartel money.
Right.
And they own a casino, and they're trying to get into government. And it's like all these crazy backdoor deals, and people are dying all the time. And that might be the Hollywood part, but like they just like give somebody $100 million and they vote a certain way on a bill. And
Sam Bankman-Fried was like the number 2 donor to the Democratic Party, and he was also the big donor to the fucking Republican Party, but literally just fucking buying people's votes. If that is, I mean, that's just like the most blatant case of it.
So what is it?
He was the guy that was the founder of FTX.
Not sure what that is.
You didn't hear about the FTX thing? It was a crypto marketplace where this like freaking, Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are like, I don't know, fucking MIT, Harvard. I don't know if they were professors or something like that, but he went to like some super fancy prep school and then went to Harvard or MIT and then started this God, what the hell was it? Alameda. It was like some finance company, and so then he has this finance company, and then he started FTX, and they were basically taking people's deposits into FTX and shooting them right over to his other company, and then they were investing with them, and just a straight up Ponzi scheme.
Okay, so he didn't have any capital left in the bank.
He was illiquid, essentially. Yes.
Yeah,
but
it's Bitcoin, so it's not regulated at all.
Right. Exactly. He had Tom Brady on his commercials. Like, this was huge. Like, millions and millions. People killed themselves because of how much money they lost.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was, it was a pretty big deal. But,
and he's not going to jail because there's no law against it.
I mean, he is getting prosecuted. I don't know. Because it was
it's not done yet.
Right. He's going to jail for wire fraud. I believe.
Wire fraud.
Right.
What's that mean?
I don't know exactly.
Okay. Well, and they talk about that on Ozark.
Oh,
wire fraud, money laundering. It's like these are white people crimes.
But it was crazy. It was just, I don't know. His, I think it was his girlfriend that actually fucking flipped and ratted on him. That's kind of funny. But no, those yachts that I was talking about earlier. Remember how like the U.S. government was like seizing all these Russian oligarchs' yachts? Mm-hmm. Well, it like turns out like these yachts are like, we have to maintain them now because we have to maintain the value of them.
They're getting boat storage right now.
Well, and if they're in the water, it's like they have to keep the motors running. They have to keep a crew on deck to keep like.
Why did we take these yachts away?
Because they were purchased illegally somehow. Like anytime you spend money with like U.S. money, essentially the U.S. government can come and fucking take that shit. Is the way I read it. They used U.S. banks some way illegally because they're Russians and we hate them.
Okay.
And so now we can go. They've been stealing these fucking $50-100 million yachts from these Russians.
So we,
the U.S. taxpayers,
like you and me,
yeah,
build something very expensive.
Yes.
and then we pay somebody to call in from Russia to be like, hey, I want to buy that. And then the government comes in and seizes it.
And then pays us to maintain it.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. Well, it's like we're paying like $50 million a year or something like that.
That's crazy.
To maintain these things.
Hey, making jobs.
It's insane. I was like, mind-boggling. Mind-boggled.
We'll do that for repoed John Deere equipment.
There you go. It's good luck getting a hold of anybody in Russia, though. That's kind of hard, I'd imagine. Yeah, they're not like on Snapchat and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, no. Here's a bit. I was thinking of a business venture the other day because I've got Land Rover. I'm on Land Rover like pages.
Okay.
People are always posting their Land Rover that they're selling, but it's like in England.
Okay.
For like $4,500.
Okay.
And I was like, you can't get that Land Rover here in the States. You can't. So then I was like looking at that Land Rover, but one in the States, 10 times as expensive.
Oh,
right.
Damn.
Like literally $40,000 versus $4,000. And granted, that one might have been a little bit cleaner, but this was just as almost as good of an example. And so I was like Googling, what does it take to import a car? But
I found buyajapanesecar.com.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, it's got some pretty sweet rides over there.
Japan has some sweet cars.
I feel like they have a bunch of features that ours don't have.
Yeah, there are certain makes and models
yeah.
that are available. That there's actually one I was just watching a YouTube video on the other day. It's like a Toyota Celica GT4. It's an all-wheel drive turbo version, right? It was like just a normal production car across the ocean, but there was like 80 or 250 or something like that here in the States. So it's like an ultra collector car here. If we were able to buy a couple of those and bring them
ship them over,
you'd be in the money.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I didn't see how much shipping would be, but the ones I saw were like crazy, like little tiny work trucks.
Oh yeah, the key trucks.
Yeah,
K trucks and stuff.
And
I just watched a whole Mighty Mods series on where they took one of those and fucking put a big block of that motor, basically a bigger fucking 2-cylinder motor or whatever it is, and then they souped it up and basically did donuts with it.
That's rad.
Yeah. But anyway, off on a tangent. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, you were telling me about the yachts.
You're
talking about the yachts and the bank bailout.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not looking out for us.
No, dude, they are definitely not. And this whole like the coronavirus thing, right? How they were like CNN, the CEO of CNN was saying that he basically pushed his people to not pursue the lab leak hypothesis. Like, doesn't that seem kind of fishy? Like as soon as it came out, right, this whole Kung Flu thing, was it not as soon as we found out that there was a level 25 fucking coronavirus lab in Wuhan, where the thing started from, was it not instantaneously like, oh, it must have come from that lab? Isn't that like...
And that was part of Fauci's thing, because
he said no. Yes, Fauci was the one that was like, no, it's not a chance. Gain of function is. No.
He was probably at the facility.
He's the one that is responsible for the funding for that facility and like funding of gain of function worldwide.
Well, and so he's high level in there. He was probably there, fucking trying to do a little science shit.
He's
like playing in his
fully responsible for the whole thing.
And he was probably physically over there, fucking trying to play scientist. They were like, "Hey, why don't you science in the government? That would be great for you." They were trying to push him out because he's a terrible scientist.
Yeah, I see.
Now he's over there like fucking pouring potions into beakers, coronaviruses.
Yes, exactly.
And he flies over here just in time to catch it and be like, "No, it was no lab leak."
Definitely not. Definitely. God, the fucking South Park episode on that is ridiculous. Have you seen it? Oh God,
I haven't watched any South Park ever.
It. There's a new season coming out with new episodes each week. They're fantastic.
On Comedy Central.
No, I can't remember what it's on. It's like...
Oh, it's not on Comedy Central anymore? Netflix, Hulu?
Fuck it. Lauren
FX?
plays... I can't fucking remember what it is. It might be Hulu.
It doesn't matter.
But it's good.
We
You need to
Google it.
watch the new season.
I'll watch an episode of
if
South
they're
Park.
20 minutes an episode.
Fair.
You know what I mean? They're like so short. You have, oh God, what was the last one? Japanese toilets, hilarious.
Okay.
About bidets. The
They're
one
popular right now.
I've been looking at them. I'm gonna have to get a bidet myself.
They have like
My
warm
grandparents
water
have a
ones.
bidet. They've had one for like 10 years. They're
Nice.
ahead of the game.
What about a squatty potty? How do you feel on that?
Squatty potty? I can get behind a squatty potty. I've used one.
I think that's the poor man's bidet.
No.
It like you don't have to clean as much.
I guess it spreads your cheeks more because you're more squatted. Yeah. I get behind that.
Gives you more squatting for the potting.
Yeah. No. But then the Meghan Markle and Harry worldwide privacy tour. That one was fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Bananas. That one was so funny. I can't remember what the first one was. It was just so fucking funny. I love South Park, man. But God, we're really fizzling out here.
Yeah, pretty much. Is that it, Dr. Satan?
Oh,
You
I
cutting
think
it?
that's it.
All right. Sorry for for dragging that on.
No.
We'll see what happens in the edit.
Yeah, well, Matt will make this beautiful.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. If you liked this, you might go over and check out my Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast.
It's nothing like this, folks. Don't go over there.
It's not. It's deeper, like goofier government conspiracies, because this is turning into a government conspiracy podcast.
It is. It's just my conspiracy mind. It's only because it's like fucking conspiracy home runs lately.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
been UFOs, and then Fauci fucking just
literal government
literal
conspiracies.
government conspiracy. God. Anyway.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Be good to yourselves.
Peace. Yeah. All right.
That's staying in.
This is what he does to you, folks. He just chains you up and just starts milking you for your podcast.